Error. Channel switched. User joined your channel.
Yeah, we've got Cup and RHS Russian. And
I
that is
can't
it.
just load Sudan.
This is funny, we're
No.
looking at an arsenal that's a dumpster.
Oh, there's plenty of arsenals around. There is one.
User joined your channel.
Yeah, was it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this one here is one as well.
Oh, that's cool. You know the patches mod?
Yeah,
It adds vests
Yeah.
on the back, say the name of the squad.
it does.
If you go to your vests at the top, TFA Spec Op Vest Apollo and Artemis.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hey, they're very good
I-
vests as well, to be fair.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Really not something you'd want to wear in the middle of the desert, though. Especially during daylight hours.
What, underwear?
But that U.S. plate carrier rig carry actually has more load capacity.
Yeah, nothing's balanced at all.
User joined your channel.
Yeah, so many vests in here, you can be playing with them for a week.
Yeah, we don't have this many in the arsenal for the campaign. Yeah, question by the way, do I have a face?
Yes.
You do.
Oh, good.
Looks like you rolled in mud.
Wow, we got a lot of options in here.
That's what I was just saying.
User joined your channel.
Are we just all trash, or is that it's that's the if that's the purpose? Damn.
Trying to find a vest that doesn't stick out like a sore thumb in the desert.
Search Bath, you'll get the off-spray vests.
There's also the area correct PAS GT.
I'm gonna stick with the carrier vest.
User
Oh, ain't
joined your
too bad.
channel.
Evening, folks.
David Evers.
There should be no call for personal weapons tonight, to be honest. So
User
what you
joined
want.
your channel.
Bring a toolkit, because you never know what you might need.
User left your joined your channel.
Yeah.
And bring some bandages in case you smack into a wall.
When you smack into a wall.
Yeah, definitely win.
So I've managed to make
User
it because I've
joined
just
your
cancelled the
channel.
cycling race. So
Say again over?
I've managed to make it.
User
same
joined
thing
your
because I've
channel.
just cancelled the cycling race.
Yeah.
So somewhere out here should be some tanks.
You've just missed them. No, group icons don't work how I thought they did.
Sorry, what?
Something group icon. Oh yes it does. The menu's linked to me. My Charlie 2 is still there. It is. Phew.
That was accidental.
It's funny because I didn't hear my fucking gunshot. All I heard was a round
Okay.
attack. Good old cup. I can see my own shoulder when I use the sight. That's swanky.
What size?
It's the fucking vanilla red dot. What is it? Fast Try 2.
Oh,
It should be on the ground. Oh, I've just stopped on reverse. Stupid. There we go.
so I can't see it. I can see my hand, to be fair, just.
No.
Ooh.
What's up, Taylor?
Hey, Darcy.
User joined your channel.
Alright.
Evening, gents.
Hello, Freddy.
Everything you could ever want. Oh god. There are 4 arsenals, can you find them all? Direction 6.
I'm quite sure I could. Molly.
I am not an arsenal, what?
The toilet. I assume the people going into the toilet aren't just mad.
That's an interesting one. You got a newspaper, Loki?
What?
I was just wondering, you guys, what you gonna be doing?
Don't mind us, we had too much to drink over here. Just meeting my friend Earl for dinner.
I like this man so far. We're going to be ragging around in the discipline system. Giants. What have I done to myself?
You.
What's up?
Okay.
Take a medic load up with me here.
I was going to talk to you about the FPGs I put in, because I'm not sure if people will like them or not.
Yeah, the one I have on here is
my father had when he was in around this time, so that's the closest I
Blue
know of.
smokes
Whatever you use is gonna be good.
for Flight for Life helicopter.
ANTVS dash 7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah, I was playing one day, sitting on the Across the Virtue thing, and was building the gear, and my father looked at it and goes, "Holy crap! It almost looks like flashback to the time I was in the service."
Was the hologram vest very correct?
They had the type of vest I have. They had liners that cover
Waiting on
that
hot
match
pockets.
the uniform, but they don't have the liners cover. So
Okay.
it's the
Hello.
What?
Which one is that?
PAS
Oh man,
vest M81.
that was
Yeah,
Hey, Don.
Hello.
uniform-wise, they were going from the Chaco, what you have, to this type of uniform, right around the same exact time this event took place.
okay. I wasn't sure which one I needed to get.
Oh, Molly.
Yeah, either one. That's what they had. Most of them had, and then some of them
Right.
had the newer clothes. They're
I
just
didn't do it this time, Devros. I'm innocent, I swear.
I love how everybody's grabbing fucking Moors and M72s and sniper rifles. We're not going to be getting out of tanks tonight.
This is my standard loadout.
Just to be sure.
If you get out of a tank tonight, something's gone drastically wrong.
An M72 is light for me.
You never know with Arma.
Right, folks, let's go around. Okay, use the arsehole if you can hear me, but listen in. Right, so if you all open your maps, we have got a bunch of tanks just to our east. I think there's far too many of them for us. We'll be using about 8 of them, I think. One, Alpha Platoon, 1 3-person crew. The third person will be a commander. So the idea is that as of 2, 3, 4 tanks, it'll be a 2-person crew, driver and radio operator, and commander stroke gunner. All right, so that's your 2-person crew. The 3-person crew will be a driver, radio operator, plus a gunner stroke commander, plus a squad leader on top of that. Does that make sense?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yep.
Sorry. My bad.
So tank one will have a 2-person crew plus a commander on it. Tanks 2, 3, and 4, which make up the tank platoon, 2-person crews. Yeah, just like that. I got bored. Thank you for whoever's doing that. Okay, so for squad 2, the first tank, number 5, will have a 3-person crew, driver, gunner, and the rest of them, 6, 7, and 8, will just have a 2-person crew, driver, gunner, and that's it. So crew responsibilities. In a 2-man crew, 2-person crew, it is driver and radop. So the driver will be listening in on whatever the squad frequency will be for tonight, and that will be 50 long range for tonight, because all the vehicles have long range, so we'll just use 50 for everybody, because there's only a small group of us. We'll sort out what it's going to be, but it will probably be a normal squad frequencies just on long range for Friday. And then your gunner is effectively commanding the driver where he wants them to go once the fight's on, and manning the gun. All right. The guns are absolutely great fun. I played with them last night. Very, very, very easy to use. We're using the vanilla tanks, so they all work. You point it where you want to shoot. You hit T, that lasers it. That will adjust the elevation or depression of your gun for the range that you've lased to. So be careful that you've hit your target. Press the shoot button. It goes where you've put it to go. All right. If you do not lase, it'll go anywhere. Okay. Could go 100 meters in front of you. Could go 3 kilometers downrange. Okay. So it is find the target, plus and minus keys on the keypad are the generic keys for zooming in and out. And the highest magnification is on a thermal imaging. So you go all the way through the pluses and you get a very high resolution, which makes the Humvees look about life size. The tanks look almost close to you, and they're still about 1.5 kilometers away. And they show up as thermal. And then you laze on that with a T, with the dot in the middle of them, hit T, and then send one on the way. All right. A lot more to that in real life, I'm sure, but I'm a medic, not a tanky. But I did take some ideas from tanky before setting the training up. So tanky said the next thing you need to do is make sure that you've got coordination between your drivers and your gunners, and your element leads and your teams. All right. So all the tankers. So the first thing we're going to do is see if everybody can drive straight. So that's where the advance arrow comes in. And it is a leisurely saunter at about 30 kilometers an hour. Okay. I'll put that next to the advance. 30 clicks.
User joined your channel.
And it is in line abreast. All right. That is the most difficult formation. So if we can get line abreast sorted, so gunners at this point stage, you are probably going to have to be outside the turrets, turned out, looking left and right, and telling your driver slow down, speed up, unless your driver's in third person, in which case it'll probably be fairly relatively easy. Now, from your static positions, you are looking to get any ideas on the spacing, guys, between tanks?
Like 10 meters.
500 meters, Tanky was saying. And I'm like, mate, there's no chance we're doing that. So I want to see about 50 to 100. All right. So let's call it 75. But what's that's going to be? It's going to be about 10 to 15 tank widths, isn't it? So if you have that in your mind, 10 to 15 tank widths. So we're going to take up a lot of space. So that's why I've had to use a big map. Okay. Because tanks trundle along at a fair old rates of knots, and 50 to 100 meter spacing means that if we've got 8 tanks, we're going to, from the top tank here to the bottom tank here, it's going to be 1 kilometer. So you can see why armor is really light infantry rather than armor specific. Yeah. It's going to be interesting trying to do this, okay, guys? But say we'll work on those spacings. If 100 meters is too much, we'll squeeze it in a bit. Realistically, as I say, Tanky was saying 300 meters to 500 meters apart those guys get. In reality, that's the sort of spacing they need to maneuver with, but we're not going to be able to do it on any of the maps we've got. All right, so we'll do line abreast, going up to the first point. TO1 is find and kill the static targets, so we will line up in probably an 800 meter line. Out front of us, there are a bunch of targets. On the command from Whistler, all right, who I'll put in as IC as Spartan, you will start shooting at those targets. Now, it shouldn't be a free-for-all. You should be looking at a 20 to 30 degree left and right of your turret for your targets, because there's another tank 100 meters away to your left or right looking for targets in a 20 to 30 degree arc again. So it's not like being an infantryman. You can't slew that turret as quick as you can traverse a rifle. You have to take defined 20-30 meter arc, 20-30 degree arcs. All right. There are plenty of targets out there, and they are a fair way away, because you don't want to get. It's not fucking World of Tanks, guys. All right. If I see anybody 20 meters away from a target tonight, you failed, because you should have seen it 1 kilometer away.
Thank you by chance an American.
Yeah, so I think the longest shot is an American shot. I think it was 4.5k.
No, Tanky's a Brit.
All right, so 4.5k is about 3 miles, isn't it? Okay, I don't think we can even do that in game, but you can certainly hit stuff very accurately from 1.5 kilometers away. So if you just drive up to it within 200, 300 meters and then shoot it, yeah, they're going to kill you, because they're going to get the shots off first. All right, so first TO1, static, line abreast, all right, in a nice line. shoot down range, kill everything. I will then delete all the killed objects because it'll just stuff up the server, and you will move, shall we say, in a wedge formation, in a arrow. All right, so that means number 4 tank, you would actually be lead tank, point tank. Number 3, slightly back. Number 2, slightly back. Commander can be off on the left, or can tuck in behind his 3 tanks. And again, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're doing the opposite. So you'd have you'd be going, what is it, right echelon. So it's left echelon, right echelon essentially. All right, and then Whistler with his command tank sat in the back, so he can actually see you. And Whistler's going to be sat about 200-300 meters behind you, because he's going to need to be that far back to be able to see what's going on ahead of it. You. You're then going to do an advance and engage. So you are not going to stop the tanks to take shots on training objective 2. The whole idea is that the American Army spent an awful lot of money on tanks that can laze, gun, shoot, and hit on the go. Big difference between the era of Soviet tanks that you're looking at and the M1A1 is that these tanks are very effective on the go. So we're going to give you some practice at actually engaging and hitting targets whilst on the go, and that is down to your gun skills. All right, and cooperation from your driver. He's going to have to maybe do a few little degrees of shift to make sure you've got a nice smooth ride. You have to come off the gas just a little bit. You have to go back on the gas to get you closer. When we get to TO3, again, I'll delete all the old targets behind you. This is end in the same formation as the start. So you're going to go from your wedge, from your arrow shape, and by the time you get to TO3 and you've engaged all the targets, I want you in line abreast again for that. Whistler is then going to do something that is very awkward while you're on a drill square, let alone in the desert with many, many tanks around you.
I am.
We are going to pivot. We are going to pivot on the number 8 tank. So essentially the number 8 tank will stay static, very, very slow. And all the other 7 tanks are going to wheel round in a 90-degree motion. So you can imagine you're going from there to there. So number 1 tank, all the way up here, is going to have to drive those blazes to get into his position. Number 8 tank gets it really easy because all they have to do is essentially go through 90 degrees in a very short order and line up. They become what we call the right-hand marker. Everybody else lines up on them. Okay? So let's say number 1 tank, they've got a long way to come around. Everybody else has got a bit shorter, all right? But you take your mark off that number 8 tank. Okay? So when that number 8 tank stops, that's where you've got to line up. From there, you're going to advance slowly. You're going to do a left wheel, just as somebody's very kindly put in there. All right? So this time, the number 8 tank is going to have to go like the devil. And the number 1 tank is going to have to almost be static again. And again, your number 1 tank again, they're going to be your left-hand marker, and everybody's going to line up on that left-hand marker. So that number 1 tank, the slowest tank, you keep looking to your left. When you're in line with him, you're all facing that way, you've done the job. Try to move forward a bit, do the opposite again. So the number 8 tank gets a bit of a easy time. The number 1 tank, again, has to come all the way around. All right, and it all face south. Here, you're going to creep up on a hill line. You're going to take hull down positions. Now, again, there's a lot of tanks, so you're going to have to find your own position, 50, 100 meters apart. And objective 7A is then I will put some tanks coming in towards you. All right, you are going to find that you need to conserve ammo by this point because you might be running short. So you're going to have to, your squad leaders are going to have to say which tanks are going to go fully hull down, so they can't shoot, so they're conserving their ammo, and which tanks are going to go tow it up, all right, so they can see over the top of the ridge and they can engage, all right, and then swap them for the next lot of advancing tanks. And then we'll do enemy crossing. And again, this is to get you used to the gun sights, because there are no predictive weapons here, which they would in real life to a certain extent. There's big computers on board those tanks nowadays. You are going to have to do the prediction. So you can laze for range but you cannot tell the machine how quick the tank or the target is going. All right. So obviously, coming towards you should be slightly easier to hit things than when we're actually going to crossing target. So the crossing target will be going along Highway 1. So you'll know its range. All you've got to do then is predict how fast it's going and how far you've got to have your sight in front of that crossing. So your infantry skills do come in. You're just going to be using a much larger weapon at much larger ranges, and therefore the lead is likely to be much further. Any questions on the overall plan?
Yeah, Davos, I've got a question for Hydra and Total. We are not driving tanks, we are doing the EOD stuff.
Yeah, so if we
So,
drive the tanks for start, to give you some insight into what the tank is going to be doing, because I can see you jumping into tanks after we do the breach. Because if you spend all night just clearing mines, it's going to get a bit boring.
That's the plan.
That is the plan, though. They're going to be clearing mines all night.
No, they're going to be changing on foot and on vehicles as well. So they're going to be facing technicals, etc.
Okay,
are
so
we 50-50?
so are Hydra going to be changing from Humvees to tanks, or are they going to be having Humvees all night?
Humvees all night.
Humvees all night. Okay, Hydra, sorry, you're going to have Humvees all night. You're going to have tanks to play with tonight, guys, because you've driven Humvees many times. And then second half of the tonight will be a breach. All right. So from the hull down position, we will do a breach across Highway 11. I'll put some mine down. All right. It'll be up to the Humvees to go forward from those hull down positions everybody else is in. Clear the breach. All right. Somehow signal the breach is clear, and then the tanks will come through. And the tanks, this is the first time you'll have done this, but you'll be in column, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then somehow after Highway 11, you're going to have to get back into your line abreast, because tanks do not fight in column. Okay, they fight in wedge or line. Okay, so that's the second half of the evening. We'll do a breach along Highway 11. We'll pretend that's all the berms and what have you in Desert Storm. We'll put some mines down. Hydra will go forward, clear the mines at this location. They will signal the mines are clear. You guys will have Overwatch on them at all times, and then when the breach is clear, you will go through. And then down here, we'll put some more targets so you can actually advance on and destroy some more targets. All right, how's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, so everybody for the first bit, because we've got 16 of us in here now, grab a tank. So, how many squad leaders have we got here tonight? We've got Loki. Did I see space? No?
Nope, no space.
Just Loki? Just Loki?
You got 2 SC.
Okay, got 2 IC. Who's 2 IC? Can't
Fallow.
see who's a 2 Fallow. Okay, so Fallow, Loki, you are going to be the squad leaders, all right, making up the 3-person crews, all right, in 1 and 5. Everybody else spread yourselves amongst the other tanks, all right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, not forgetting, Fallow, Loki, nominate yourself 2 people to be your crew, and then we'll see how many other people can get into tanks. What I'd like you to do is line up in front of your tank so I can actually see who's getting on board the tanks rather than get into the tanks, because then I'll never know whether you've got 1 person or 2 person on board.
Got it.
Okay, so line up in front of your tanks. This is another thing you have to do as a tanker. Line up in front of your tanks. Do not get into them. All right. Oh, last thing. Drivers, be aware. M1A1s love turning themselves off, and they take fucking forever to turn themselves back on again.
Yep.
They're a turbine. They're not a diesel. It's not a starting.
Yeah,
bloody
you
switch.
jump out,
They
they
wind
shut
up.
off.
They take about 30 seconds. If you jump out at all, they shut off. Okay, so stay in your seats, drivers. You should be listening on 50 at all time as drivers. You will also be transmitting on 50 if you need to acknowledge an order. Gunners, your sole job is to keep that scan going and keep that formation information going to the driver if they're driving in first person. All right, so get yourselves out there. Find yourself a tank. Find yourself a crewmate. Don't stick to your squads tonight, guys. All right, it's just going to be Alpha Platoon. and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and you are no longer a person; you are a tank number.
Once you've found your tank and you find your partner, create yourself a group in the U menu and rename your group.
Yeah, that'll help us as well. Yeah, I hadn't thought that through, but yeah, I'm not used to this modern warfare stuff. I have set all the tanks to share information with each other, which is possibly a little bit beyond where we were in the 90s. Don't know. We'll see if that works tonight though, because I thought that might be interesting. So commanders, again, you've got lots of work to do in and out of the map. Okay, see what's ahead of you, see what other people are sharing, start marking your targets up, because you're going to be doing that long before they can fire back at you, and start telling the driver where you may want to be to engage those targets. All right, so lots to think about. So it's all about crew coordination tonight, all about knowing what you're doing. Okay, then what I would like to happen tomorrow for Friday is that if you've been working in a two-person crew tonight, that maybe you split that crew, you keep your role, and you find a buddy who wasn't here to do the training. So then at least one person in the crew has had the training. Waves of...
Yep.
Congratulations on the idea, Vazy. What are you talking about? Right, so go find a tank. I will be driving for Whistler. Whistler will be commanding Spartan. Okay, Spartan has 2 tanks in there. Whistler will go and find one.
Alright, give me a couple minutes.
You got a partner, Jack?
Okay, you won't
Yeah,
need
with Molly.
much for the loadout. All the tanks are invincible and the crews are invincible inside them. Why am I moving like a old man?
Right
What have I
click.
done to myself?
Right click. Also, Devil's longest tank.
Look at those.
I didn't want to upset the Yanks. I know that. I think it's 3.8. I think it's about 3.8k for an M1A.
Yeah, we can.
But yeah,
we can.
we've got done at 4.5.
Don't get.
Why am I really going slow?
You want to drive?
Stay on the left and right so that we
I've got a part.
Yeah, Henry, you drive.
5-0 radio check.
I'm right in front of you.
So I was trying to look on map, it turns out I was squad lead.
You gonna be gunner?
Yeah.
I'm easy with either, mate. Whichever you prefer.
Yeah, since I'll be on long range, communicating and listening. I'll deal with that. You just keep me in line.
Copy
Scan. You shoot.
You guys need a driver?
Our guns were good. We got 2 here.
Gotcha.
Molly, you coming with us tonight?
I mean, there's plenty of tanks around.
If you want to be gunner,
No, I've got. I'll find another tank then.
don't mind. You can be driving if you want to be.
I'm already accounted for.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
I think so.
Right, don't take a Spartan tank. Don't take a 7.8 or 7.8 over there. One of the front rank tanks. Fruity, because you can move. Can you go and make sure tank number 1, which is in front of those other 3, has got 3 people
They're
in it,
created in a group, so they know who's who.
and then everybody else has got 2. Tell me where it stops. And then tank number 5 there should have that one front should have 3 people on it, and then tanks second range should have 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're in my squad. You know.
So I can't bloody move.
Davros. Davros, we have a slight problem. All the internal slots for a tank is driver and gunner. Everything else you basically set outside, so there's no internal commander slot.
Repeat that again. Hello, Davros is in tank.
Cover. Myself, Henry, and Darcy are trying to get into a tank, and there's only 2 positions inside: driver, gunner. Everything else is basically you're sitting on the turret outside.
On the right, if you go on the right side on the tank, let the commander get in first.
Make sure everyone 1 to 5 have got all the slots, and 1 and I think 6 and 7 Davros said I've got about 2.
Yeah, we're on board now.
Okay, so sign in on frequency 50. Tank 1.
Tank 1 signing in on 50.
Tank 2. Tank 2. 50. Tank 3, you up yet?
Tank 3's up.
Tank 3.
Tank 4.
Guns. You can ride with us since we're supposed to be in a tank that has 3 people based on the map.
Okay.
Yeah, you be the. You
Tank
want to drive or
4
you want
ready.
to be the commander?
I would make a terrible commander.
You're breaking up a bit, Davros, for me at least.
Yeah, I'll drive.
I should be better now, my internet seems to come back. So, Tank 4 ready, check over.
Join. I'll send you an invite to our group.
Possibly not in the commander seat.
Alright. For tank 5, just to give you guys heads up.
Tank 5, radio check with frequency 50.
Charlie.
Tank 6, radio check 50. Tank 6, radio check 50.
Tank 6, Lima Charlie.
Tank 7, radio check 50.
There is no Tank 7.
Okay, so we've stuffed this up already, guys, because tanks 2 and tank 6 aren't mapped. So I'm able to delete them. Wait. Right, we're going to have to pay squad lead, I think. Okay, Loki, Thallo, you're going to have to... Are you in 3-man crews, over?
Affirm.
Okay, Thallo, I see you in tank 2, is that correct, over?
Affirm, over.
Okay, so... Thallo, when we move out, can you go to my... left, my right flank, right.
Affirm.
Okay, so tank 1, radio check 50.
You're breaking up again, Davros.
Tank 1, radio check 50.
Lima Charlie.
Tank 2, radio, well, tank 6 as you'll be, Thallo, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Tank 2 next to me. Radio check over. Thallo, just back up 20 meters over. Okay, so tank 2. Tank 2, you're now in line with us. Tank 2, radio check over.
Lima Charlie.
Okay, tank 3. You're in line. Radio check over. Okay, guys.
Everybody out of their tanks, please.
This one.
User in your channel timed out.
Please join us at the center.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
User joined your channel.
My phone. I'm having internet issues at this end. I think TeamSpeak isn't very well either, and I think I've just lost the whole server, to be honest, because people are roboting. No, I'm back in a bit. Right, so comms is going to be really difficult, and comms are vital. So I don't think I can actually command this, and I don't know if there's anybody else who wants to do it. Does anybody else want to command this? Okay. This is why we don't use FVs and tanks very much, because in formation and as a group, they are OP for the game, and they take a heck of a lot of coordination. It is nothing like playing the infantry game. Okay, if we don't have radios for the tanks and each tank on board, we can't just rely on local, because local doesn't.
User in your channel
I mean, to
timed
be
out.
honest, we've never done any tank stuff, right? So yeah, I think that's.
there he goes.
Yeah, we just
I think that's
that
why.
was Davros DC there. Davros isn't in TeamSpeak right now.
Moment of silence.
Don't think he's realized he's been kicked out yet.
User joined your channel.
Yeah, my TeamSpeak. Is anybody else having TeamSpeak issues?
Negative.
Hello?
No.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah, okay, so
User
I can't leave
disconnected
this
from your
because I'm having
channel.
TeamSpeak issues, so I'm going to call it a night because I've just gone again. Can you hear me? That's all?
Yeah, you're fine now.
We hear you
You
fine.
pay your bills,
Okay.
Davros, and you wouldn't have these problems.
Right, guys. So essentially, squad leads, listen to Whistler. Whistler, take them out. You'll find some contacts. I'll see if I can Zeus, alright, but I certainly can't talk on the page because it just isn't working for me at the moment. I'll see if I get enough connection to Zeus. So basically from here, Whistler is 0. I'm roboting again, aren't I?
No.
Tell your kid to stop
No.
watching so much porn.
You pay your bills, you wouldn't have these problems.
User in your channel timed out.
You're gone again.
Go again.
Can't take away a man's porn. What's he supposed to do?
Or a rat's porn.
Get a 3D woman.
Oh,
User
But I
joined
love
your
my,
channel.
but I love my 2D waifus.
User joined your channel.
no, them damn pins are expensive.
Right, I assume everyone can see what he's writing into chat.
Yep.
Good. And if you will press, if the group leaders can press U and sort out the group name, so we can actually tell who's here on the map.
Okay, so Fleet, you've got that in writing now. So Loki
User left your
is
channel.
4 with tank 5 and 6, which is over there. Thallo is 1 with 2 and 3. Whistler is 0. All right, so just shuffle yourself around a bit, guys. Okay, so Thallo, tank 1. Okay, with his 2 crews, tanks 2 and 3. Loki, you're just going to swap tanks to tank 4.
No
and
problem.
you've got 5 and 6 under you. Whistler is 0. Whistler will be talking to Thallo and Loki. Loki, you then talk to your guys. Okay,
Yep.
you're all on the same net. It's just going to be radio discipline. All right. So I'm going to leave Whistler to give you some commands because, as I say, TeamSpeak isn't working for me tonight. Right, have fun, guys. I will Zeus as much as I can.
Yeah, we're this time over here.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, Jeffers, I'm not up on the
Jeffers checking
training.
on figures.
I'm not on the training protocol today. I don't know if I'm really qualified to lead this.
All you've got to do is say go stop.
We have a problem now. We're still one short. We have 3 guys in one other tank. That's
Literally.
weird.
Take my see if you can go line of breast up to the mark and then stop them. Do trundle through, do a bit more shooting. It's not an issue. Do fire maneuver or anything. It's nothing daft like that.
User in your channel timed out.
User joined your channel. User in your channel timed out. Okay, so Fleet, you've got that in writing now. So Loki is 4 with tank 5 and 6, which is over there. Thallo is 1 with 2 and 3. Whistler is 0. Whistler will be talking to Thallo and Loki. You'll then talk to your guys. Okay, you're all on the same net. It's just going to be radio discipline. All right. So
I guess guns.
Alright, tank crews, once you've sorted
Jackal,
yourselves out
get
into
in
your
a
pairs,
tank.
load into your tanks, and sign
And
in.
you guys be a group together in a tank.
Say that again.
Alpha 1-1 and tank 1. Ready to go.
Guns, you and Jackal will be in a tank. You be under
Tank
low
4,
key.
signing in.
Okay.
Copy that.
So I'll be
Tank
leaving the
6,
group
signing in.
and standing around because there's not enough tanks and people to do it. So.
User joined your
Good luck.
channel.
You sure? I don't mind, John.
Nez, if you want to go, I can.
Oh no, it's fine. I know what. I kind of understand what's going on. I just don't. I'll back up.
Okay.
No.
You guys know where you're going?
Somewhat.
User in your channel timed out.
Bell, are you back?
Possibly for a little while. So, right, I think, Fallow, you've got a one-wing man. Okay, we seem to have lost another. So I'll get rid of that. So, I've got Darcy on the right flank, then Dodge, then Whistler, then Loki, then Jackal, then Jackal's going over to the far left. Okay, so we've got Darcy, Dodge, Whistler, Loki, Molly, Jackal. Right. Guys, we're going to use Centreman Whistler, his driver, as the pacer. You are going to keep line abreast with Whistler, and you're just going to ease that formation out to there's 50 to 100 meters between you, and advance on TO1, by which time you should be in a nice straight line. You can even see a nice straight line on the map where you might want to. On Whistler, advance. Yeah, and don't forget the tankies will probably do this silence anyway.
Alright, so ease your acceleration woes. Main driver will stick with just a forward without using a shift. If you need to catch up or slow down to get in line, just use varying shift and
Yeah, need to move right to get that distance.
Let's get in the line abreast, please.
User in your channel timed
45
out.
meters. Okay, you're now at 50 meters.
Looking okay on the north side. South side, come on, pick it up a little. Hammer down over there.
Yeah,
User
Tank 4
joined your
has some
channel.
problems. We can't speed up. We can get past on at 70 kph.
Same for tank 6.
Use your control button you guys use for walk pace. Click that. It will unlock it.
Green smoke out, at stop point over.
Try using the Control C combo the way you use the toggle walk, see if that'll unlock your speed.
Good work here.
Alright, let's get back in line.
That's negative for Tank 4.
Negative tank 6.
we got engine governing issues?
It appears so.
Could we hold him for 2 minutes and get this figured out?
Copy. Hold formation.
Okay, folks, just. And there is a nice big fence line for you all to line up on.
Tank 4 fixed the problem.
Affirm noted. We will stop at the fence border.
That's looking like a perfect wedge, guys, I think.
If we could figure out the movement issues, we could probably do some more formation practice.
Yeah, let's look into that. Yeah, I still got next you wrote about over the plan to me.
You're 1 by 5, Davros.
User in your channel timed out.
Tank. Tank 4 got eyes on tank 069er.
Alright, hold here, stand by for orders.
100.
Yeah, eyes on 075.
Yes, if you have a forward and back button on your mouse, those will also do the trick. Okay, we do have targets dead ahead. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up, your target will be the one that is straight at 0 degrees from your armor's current position. And let's do some range practice. So you are clear to fire at will until your enemy tank is destroyed.
Got eyes on the targets.
Yeah, find out. My weapon.
User joined your channel.
Getting a little overzealous with who we're shooting at, but that's fine. Just continue to fire until we've exhausted all targets.
Right, folks, don't forget this is not a competition. If anything, you need to think about conserving ammo and distributing the shots between the troop. Right, which is about what we've got here, the way of tanks.
All targets appear destroyed. Hold fire, hold fire. Stand by for orders. Yeah, Davros, it was just range practice while we waited for you to get back in.
No, that's fine. Okay, so having done a bit of range practice, I want you to advance and make contact with any further targets. You are not to stop to take the shot though. You must keep moving for this phase.
Alright, you heard everybody. Proceed smartly. Do not hold. You know the old rule with armor. If you stop, you're dead.
Deleting targets.
Armored forces, be advised, try to concentrate on enemies within your fire arc. Leave other targets for your other brothers.
Yeah, first man to run out of ammo is probably the first one to get dead. So flank tanks, don't forget, you've also got flank to think about. Second one in from the flank, you should be thinking about keeping an eye out to the rear as well, but that would usually be the Rangers or the Commander's job.
Shannon, to be honest, I'm not sure what it will reload at, but I think it's about 8. Cancel that, there's 20 on the reload, so I'm now down to 20.
Jaffers, Jackal, enemies to your south, south, south. That's right, right, right. Danger close.
Yeah, I got a pair too here.
Remember, just the tanks on that side need to focus on the grid. Remember, the rest of you need to keep eyes forward and looking at the northern flank.
It's amazing how low the elevation needs to be closer. Turning.
If you're finding it impossible to hit anything whilst moving, start coordinating with your driver by stop, 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 engage, and then get moving again. You should be moving while the reloading cycle is going. No two shots should be taken in the same position.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Just trying to get range.
Yes, your 60-ton snipers.
Most fun part about being a tank gunner. Alright, everybody, watch, shoot, conserve ammunition.
Yeah, there should be many targets front now, many, many targets front. So Whistler, on you, if you think that's too many targets to your front and you want to stop the unit, it's on your say so.
Affirm, continue advance.
Okay, Whistler, I would stop there, because you're going to be intermingled in the targets if you're not careful.
Affirm. All stop tanks.
I've seen not one hit, not one effective hit while you've been moving, guys, so that shows you've got to stop, take the shot and move again. But for now, let's see if your static target is better.
Remember, it's not just hitting your target, it's where you hit your target, depending on how effective your shells will be.
I'm gonna put a tank right on our nose.
Copy. Yeah, I've got plenty of targets. I'm just conserving ammo, but.
This is tank 4. Can you check the right side tanks if they are set to invincible? We are 100% certain that we are hitting the right spot, but nothing happens.
They do take a while to brew up sometimes, guys, so if you think you've got an effective hit, you see panels fly, switch to another target and wait for it to brew. They are not sent to invincible, believe me.
Alright, I'm getting side armor hits and I'm still not seeing them pop, but okay.
Yeah, they do pop eventually. It can take 2-3 shots for some reason, but if you put one shot in them and leave them for like a minute, they do brew. If on the night you'll see the crews abandoning, and that's when you know you've got a confirmed hit.
What type of tanks are our targets?
Yeah, you're definitely hitting and causing damage, guys. Some of them are down to like a centimetre of health, but they're not brewing. But on Friday, you'll see the crews abandoned.
Gunners, it appears there is a computer targeting assist if you range your target with the T key and wait for the lane marker on your range marker to disappear. That will indicate that you're zeroed in, and then you should be able to fire dead on reticle.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way of fighting the tank, of course, is to fire your 50 cal coax, get your 50 cal hitting, and then to use the main gun. But yeah, it should work on T.
User joined your channel.
T is your laser sighting.
Lead tank ammo red.
Okay guys, let's say if you want to push them through here, alright, take whatever shots you can to push through to marker TO3 and bring them into a huddle there so you can do like
Yeah, copy, we're ammo ready.
Over. I'll bring some support elements in.
Tank 1, Winchester.
Tank 4,
Tank proceed
Winchester.
course 085 for TO3. Drivers noted on map.
How are we on ammo, Jack?
I'm going to let you drive through these
Yeah,
guys
we're
and see how
Winchester.
much FPS we lose.
Just need your awesome driving to get us, keep us alive, okay? Okay, well I'm out of ammo, so I'll try and get a bearing on them and give you a viewpoint.
Yeah, I got the other tank on the map right now, and I'm kind of
Copy that. Shout if I can assist.
Falcon, man. Push over the guardrails and see if our tanks don't get sent skyward. Good time to test that. We appear to be plowing right on through. Continue course.
Tank 4, are we not the truck that's 081?
Negative, that's your resupply, over.
Affirm, armored forces proceed in formation towards the resupply trucks. Maintain formation.
So you've got 6 times ammo, 6 times refueler. That should be enough for 1 per tank with 1 left over. No, 1 per tank. So sorry about yourself guys, but you should be able to refuel and re-ammo from those as long as you don't kill them.
That's a hell of a way to say thank you.
Resupply is at 055. Guns, if you take a turn to 035, there's refueling and resupply.
Alright, park yourself neatly next to a truck, and as soon as you're in position, drivers will get out and commence an Ace Arsenal reload.
So I guess just park next to one of the trucks, right?
Yeah, I think if you
Gunners
park next to-
maintain
in
security
between
while
them,
your
you have to
drivers
refuel and
handle
reload.
your reload and refuel.
I should do. Are you jumping out or?
Yeah, I'm out.
Cool.
I don't know how to refuel this.
Anyone not clear on how the Ace Arsenal refueling system works?
I'm not, sir. Guns.
Okay, all you want to do is you want to go up to a fuel tanker and you want to say that you grab the gas handle, however it words it. After that, it will be attached to your body. Move it towards your tank and then Ace Arsenal to begin fueling. The nozzle will then be released onto the vehicle. You'll get a notification that the vehicle is full of gas. Remove the nozzle through Ace interaction, and then return said nozzle back to the fuel truck and reattach it through Ace again.
Or you can just use scroll wheel rearm, I think it is, and refuel.
I got it.
Depends how much immersion you want, chaps. And chapettes.
Okay, we're rearmed as well. I'll be rearmed.
How do I know when the tank is full?
You should see a prompt.
Oil line at the top. Copy that, Connors.
Roger,
Five to
copy
six.
that, but I can't find it.
Just above your hull and engine gun.
Oh, I'm outside the tank.
Guys, you should be all set.
Tanks check in when you're ready to move again.
6 ready.
Force ready.
Alpha 4-3 ready.
5 ready.
And lead ready. Turn course 180. Drivers, you want to head to about 2 grid squares west of where it's marked T05. You all see that on your map? Let's begin a move about 200 meters away from the fuel trucks, and then we will commence operation from there.
Tank 1 driver is AFK for 1 minute.
Okay, tanks hold, hold.
Smoke them if you got them.
Reassemble, line abreast when ready. I'm turned down, so if you see a head in popping up a tank, that's tank 1. Or yeah, 0. Whatever.
Tank 1 forming up.
Alright, as soon as Tank 1 is in position, commence movement south. Affirm. Tanks, move out. Let's try something a little snazzy. Let's switch to a reverse wedge that will make the outer tanks go a little further in, with tank 0 in the back of what looks like an arrow pointing in the opposite direction.
Be advised, tank 4 has the glitch back again when can't go past 170 kph.
This is 6. To fix that, you need to come to a complete stop and then just start going again.
Say again?
Come to a complete stop and then start going again.
Roger, things work. Tank 5, can you pull up? You're a bit far behind.
Yeah, I'm pulling up.
Alright, get that hammer down, get in position.
Going as fast as you let me.
Now the tanks, beware of your formation speed. Check around you, make sure you're still in formation. Slow down if you need to. Okay, we're going to do what's considered a pivot turn, so I want the furthest eastern tank to hold and maintain a pivot. We're going to shift to an easterly direction. Tanks in sequence, note where your position is relative to your guys next to you, and turn at the appropriate distance. So that means the guys on the western edge are going to have a little more distance to cover before they make their turn.
Tank 1 set.
Alright, 1-1 and 4-3 hold position while the others get into position.
Good turn, mate.
Drivers hold once you believe you're in position. Let's see how you work.
Tank 4 in position.
1-5 and Tango 6 hold position. You're good. Alright. Final waypoint, TO7. Proceed line abreast. Move out. Gunners, make sure you're scanning the horizon and all flanks.
Have a tank at 103.
All tanks, main course 090, open fire when ready.
Enemy tank, top of the hill, by 3 from my position, tank 1.
Hey, firm, give him help.
Tank for 100,000 liters.
They might be, because I don't think I've put many targets out yet.
Disregard for Tank 4.
Yeah, they apparently are derelicts. Hold fire, hold fire.
Copy that.
Maintain course 090, maintain formation.
So we need you back behind that hill into your hold down positions, guys. It's just taking a bit further than I thought to do those wheels. So behind the elevation at 494642. And find your hold down positions, guys, and then you'll be looking south for the oncoming enemy.
Alpha 11 and 43 hold course. The remaining tanks turn northeast to get on course.
Okay, so this is where you're going to have to use your buddy tank to save your ammo. One of you is going to peek turret up, the other's going to keep completely turret down, and you're all going to keep your hulls hidden at all times, okay? You're just going to do a little bit of hold down position fire and watch and shoot. Everybody will get a chance to take on some T-55s now, so you're coming down from T-72 to T-55s, and they'll be coming towards you in about 3-4 minutes. So good crew coordination and good buddy tank coordination needed here, guys.
Alright, let's reassume course 090. Tango 6, you're the furthest along. Let's have you do a peak turret up. Rest of you maintain position.
Yeah, we're turret up at the moment. Mate, I don't know if you want to roll us back up. We're good then.
Reminder, Tango 6, do not engage, only observe. This is 6, we have eyes on exactly nothing.
Yeah, keep your eyes on Highway 1. Highway 1 should be about your engaging.
Visual. Yes, Highway 11 is to our south. Remaining tanks in the back form up line abreast facing south. Abreast 180.
Okay guys, I'm in the lead T55 now, just coming over the highway, and all targets from now on will be beyond the highway. You should have visual now, over.
Tango 6, once you have visual, withdraw west, keep the enemy in sight. We'll arrive to support.
6, copy.
Keep that front plate pointed east.
Yeah, just get 6 to take the shot. When they're ready, Whistler, and I'll send some more tanks up.
This is 6, we've got eyes on a tank bearing 186, range 2,000 meters.
All tanks commence turret up, turret up.
Turret up.
Tally enemy. Fire at will, fire at will.
Will do, mate.
Information.
Tanks are shifting north. Western tanks, sortie south, 500 meters. Flank around us.
Tank 6, tracked.
Tank 4, right side down.
Use your coax on foot mobiles. All forces, charge! Charge! Gunners, don't get tunnel vision. Keep scanning. We got a lot of loose foot mobiles out there. All forces rally at the highway. Once you reach the highway, set up a easterly defense.
I'm gonna get out and try to get the tank.
Copy that.
You do have one enemy tank to your rear now, Dodge and Darcy. Jaffers, it's at about your 2 o'clock PID though.
Remember drivers, stay immobile. Let the gunners do their job. Our target waypoint is Highway 11.
I can't find any way of repairing this thing. This is Tank 5, we are immobile.
Alpha 1-2 for Panzer 1-1 tank up.
All heard the mobile tank, put you in a garage now. Engineers and fixture. Whistler, if you can use the highway as the stop point, I'll delete everything behind you, then you can trundle the guys back up to the hill and we'll do a quick reach.
Confirmed, highway was our stop point.
Yeah, it just feels slowed.
In the race to the highway, we have a dead heat between Whistler, Luque and Jaffers! Woohoo! Just as well I have in mind the highway. Okay guys, 180, back to the hilltop, and that's where the advance will start from. And Hydra guys, you will be exiting your tanks and getting some Humvees, and you'll be charging forward like heroes and blowing the breach for the tanks to come through.
Hey firm, I'll take send back to waypoint T07.
I think that's just where the ground changes, so probably they're not getting all the track.
Feel free to put that hammer down, gentlemen.
Yeah, good was a thing with everyone's back with us. they aren't.
Every time I shift, it seems to drop back into low gear.
You want to try and swap round for the breach?
Say again?
Do you want to swap positions for the breach?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, just, yeah. Because you're so different if you want to.
Oh, I'll stay here. Oh, that's all right.
Copy that.
I gotta figure it out. Did you say we're dismounting?
Now I think Hydra's changing to 1.
I need one volunteer to try and go through objective 1 and show that clearing it is essential. Who's going to volunteer to get their nice tank burned to shit?
6 will do it.
Actually, forget that. You're all invulnerable. Forget that. So back into your hold down positions. Whoever you left in the tanks, and watch and shoot from your hold down positions. Keep your engineers safe while they're getting close and destroy those mines for you. Once they've destroyed the mines, they will give you the heads up on 50, and it's charged. But obviously, you can only get one tank at a time through the actual cleared section. Would be if I could find where my objective was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no pressure on Hydra.
We are ready in 2 minutes.
Okay. Right, tankers. I want eyes out, and I want to know when the tanks become visible for you. Don't waste any ammo on them, they are just empty tanks, I just want a visual ranging. First tank down, anybody see it? It is 5 kilometers away.
That's a negatory, Red Rider.
That's about 3.5 kilometers away, any eyes?
6 has eyes.
Okay, we're going to work back from there, Max, and then just see how far you've got. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's 3.5 Ks. You got vision there now at the moment.
Yeah, it's all about our rendering distance.
1 out of 4 Ks now, if anybody can see that.
Hydra's ready to roll out.
Okay, Hydra, on you, roll out. That one's at about 3K.
Be advised that the tank's gun maximum range is going to be about 2.4 kilometers. Understood.
That's just the other side of the highway. Can anybody get any eyes on that?
Yeah, not trying to push the rendering distance too far to keep the frame rate manageable.
Okay, so yeah, so
I'm at 2.6 if that helps.
Right, so have you got good visuals on Hydra going forward? Because if you haven't, you're going to have to move the troop forward so that you have got oversight on them.
We got it now. Alright, we're turret up now. We have Hydra in view.
Okay, so you should have one T-55 just the other side of the breach. Hopefully you can see that.
Negative, it's all fog out there.
See anything?
It's been deleted because the Hydra don't have a fit. If you want to move the tank just forward 1 kilometer then and start thinking about getting into a column.
Hey, firm tank 0 is lead.
That's not a
Remaining
kilometer,
tanks-
right? Grid square, whatever that is. It should be a kilometer.
Remaining tanks don't push too far ahead. Alpha 1-2 or tank 0 is where you should be lining up with.
Yeah, you might want to form column on from the T junction on the minor road back along that minor road from the T junction.
Tank 0 visual.
Hydra's on the point, we're starting UD now.
Copy Hydra, we have visual.
Alpha 1-1 in position.
Alright, all tanks hold in column at the T crossing. Tank 0 has stopped.
Alpha 1-1 stopped.
Six holding. Hydra is about 1,600 kilometers at 173 from our position.
Friendly artillery in flight. Frame rate check, guys. MLRS artillery going in. Scream if your FPS drops off.
Where should we be looking?
A straight front, beyond the bridge.
Frame rate was good here, although Hydra may have taken a casualty or two there.
Oh, they shouldn't have done it. It was almost a kilometre away.
Hydra, you okay? You guys okay up there?
Yeah, we're good. This is Hydra. Road is secured. Demos commenced. Green smoke's placed. Our cars mark the way the tanks are going through.
Okay, on you, Whistler.
Alright, tanks proceed in column formation. We're heading towards where Hydra has cleared the highway. Make their position dead zero for your bearing. bit of lag there. Visual, enemies, distant. 1,700 kilometers, 174, Hydra, check south.
This is Hydra, ice on, we are pulling back.
Visual, armor, enemy armor, 180, tanks, switch to line abreast and open fire.
Save your ammo, breach, 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 save your ammo, breach, 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 artillery will deal.
Affirm.
Hydra's pulling back off the breaching side. Those
User
two
left your
smoke
channel.
grenades should lock the entrance.
Davros, knock it off.
Knock it off. Artillery, shoot out. Okay, Whistler, so you need to be slowing down now to let the rest of the guys form up into line. You should be the slowest tank out there at the moment. And on the format to the quickest. Hydra, you need to be following the tank for about 500 metres. Okay folks, that's 9 o'clock on the dot and all objectives have been met. Well done guys. So as I say, just make sure to get a buddy who hasn't been in training tomorrow and give them all the information they need.
Affirm.
User left your channel. Channel user joined your channel. User joined your channel.
Why does that screen always disappear so I can never see the kill board?
Yeah, I don't know if it's not because we don't put the mission complete up and then it just gives you a few seconds to get it, doesn't it? Well guys, thank you for turning up for training first off. Cheers for that. Okay, always useful when a few of us do. You can see why we need to run this training tonight, because getting all that organised tomorrow just isn't practical. So you guys are now the experienced tankers. Give yourself a, you know, a Lance Corporal of Horse badge or whatever. So disseminate the information within your squads as much as you can. Locate, you know exactly what you're going to do now. Up to you whether you want to change from your Humvees into tanks after you've done that initial breach. Entirely up to you. There may be more mines ahead, we just don't know. Up to you whether you want to play around on the training server to see whether the mines go up with demolition charges and blow them all up rather than defuse them. So we'll leave that in your hands. Tankies, exceptionally good work. Whistler, I know you had some doubts about leading that, but excellent leadership. Everybody listened to you. Everybody did what they had to do. And we've now got some idea of your render distances as well, sort of within about 1.5, 2 Ks. You can see stuff in the desert. Yeah, 4.8 kilometers is the longest shot on a kill for a tank. How? Don't know.
I think that was Dodge.
Well, tonight it had been around the 2 kilometer when you were static. So again, you know, let people know there is no auto stabilization. You can't really hit stuff on the move. Although you've got M1A1s that should be able to do that. Even when you're lasing the target, actually keeping that target in the gun sight while you're moving is just not going to happen. And obviously you haven't got the computer there to take the distance you've moved off the laser and all that stuff that's going on on the real tanks. All right, so stop, shoot, move, stop, shoot, move. So you know you've got maybe 10-15 seconds between shots, and that'll slow your ammo consumption down as well. And I believe the only reason the American tankers stopped was because they actually outran their logistic tail, and they didn't have any more fuel essentially or ammo, so they ran out of both, and they had to wait for the trucks to catch up to them. And I believe there'd also been a rainstorm, and the tanks could go through the mud, but the trucks were having a much harder time of it. So there you go.
There is some,
about 20% of your force fighting.
There is some ability to hit a leading target if you range the target, and then you give yourself. It's just about if you're zoomed in, just that right edge of where the crosshair begins. If you take your shot just on the edge right there while you're at full movement, and you just finished your laser on the pointer, you should just be able to hit them. I did some practice today, and I managed to get good 3 out of 4 shots or so on the move, on target.
Yeah. But if you think about it, the real tanks are 1 for 1. You know, that's what effectively what they were doing. 1 shot, 1 kill, you know, on the move is absolutely amazing. Right, guys. So we'll have a go at it tomorrow. I will be Zeusing. I have no idea who will be OC. Whistler, I would put your big boy pants on. Because I don't think Wolfhound's around.
I honestly don't know if I'll have leave tomorrow, but
okay.
If I am, I will be there.
No worries. I may try to OC and Zeus at the same time then. But yeah, it'd be good to have you around. But yeah, real life before VL life. And on that note, I need to go and say hello to the wife, who I've not seen much of today. And hopefully the practice and the training has been useful. Leave your feedback in the feedback column as ever.
Thanks, Everest. Thanks, Whistler.
Okay.
Everest.
Bye for now, guys.
Thanks, guys. I hope my orders weren't too confusing.
No, mine. You're a lot better than me, Whistler. See you soon, guys.
User disconnected from your channel.
Right, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow.
See you later. Guys.
User disconnected
Have
from your
fun
channel.
shooting.
User disconnected from your channel. Disconnected.